Now that we've completed our RFI, RFQ, and pricing analysis of suppliers, let's look at the final due diligence checklist and how to finally score suppliers and choose our best partner. So though it's not a necessity, I do suggest 7 other sections we can look into for just a deeper due diligence of your suppliers. So the first of which will be the history and current status of your supplier. I would look at things like their insurance paperwork. Do they have up-to-date documents? Are there any Better Business Bureau or FTC complaints that I can find online? The second section, I would look at their financial stability. I would try to get any kind of legal or financial documents I can get for them to make sure that my suppliers don't have any financial problems. I don't want to build my company and try to build a long-term relationship with somebody that might be going bankrupt soon. We do want a long-term supplier. The third section would be their accounting practices. Does your supplier follow certain accounting systems, such as a SSAE 16 or the SAS 70 system or anything similar like that? The next section would be their quality control. Does your supplier have certain quality control systems in place, such as an ISO 9001 or anything similar to the specific industry that they're in? The next section would be their corporate social responsibility. Do they have ethical sourcing and ethical labor practices in their manufacturing? The next section would be their business operations in general. Are they legally compliant in their origin country in terms of their regulations and just their registrations? Do they have return and payment policies in place in terms of their business operations? And for example, do they have a data breach policy? The last section I would look at would be their past customers and references. Are they able to give me any references of certain wholesalers or businesses that are currently in business and currently operating that use them as a supplier? So there's a lot of deeper sections we can look into, but I do tend to try to get as deep as possible in due diligence with these 7 sections and learn more about my supplier to make sure I'm fully comfortable with them. This full checklist, we do offer it in the document kit as D3.5. It's a whole checklist that helps you go through all of these points. So after our RFI, RFQ, our pricing analysis, and even a little bit deeper of a due diligence, we can finally build our scorecard to finally choose our supplier. I do suggest many different sections and subsections that we're going to go through all together, and I do suggest giving each supplier, each one of the 3 suppliers we've been looking at, a score from 1 to 5 that will later be weighted and scored to turn into our weighted average that we're interested in. So the main sections you're going to see in front of you that I suggest to look at would be, for example, their adherence to the RFI and RFQ questions we initially sent out. Did they answer in a timely manner? Did they answer complete? And how was the overall quality and level of professionalism whenever they were answering your questions? Did they give you importance or did they just brush you off? I would look at their company information. Do they have an organizational structure in place? Do they have experience with similar companies like myself that are looking to become a wholesaler? Do they have a service department? Do they have references and even existing partnerships that they look into? I would look at their financial stability and reputation. Do they have a good standing in terms of their paperwork, their financial paperwork, and are they stable financially? Do they follow the good accounting practices we mentioned? Do they have any complaint history I can find online? And how is their overall reputation? Can I find anything about them in forums or even social media possibly? And then I'll look at the requirements in terms of what I require from them as a business and my products. How are their manufacturing capabilities and capacity? Can they satisfy what I'm looking for? What are their lead times? Are they pretty long? Are they relatively good in that industry? What are they offering? What is their quality control and assurance processes? How are their abilities to really just meet my requirements as a supplier? Are they meeting everything in terms of my product and what I need from them and how fast I want to ship to my customers? And then one of the more important factors or one of the important sections that I look at would be the product viability and price. What is that product price? What in terms of a direct cost? What about shipping costs, taxes, even port fees? Because those could be variable over time. How is the product quality? Are there product reviews that I can refer to in terms of that product quality? And what is that product sustainability in terms of how it's sourced, how it's made, and even how long they can continue providing that product to me? And then the last section I would look at in terms of the company themselves would be their terms and conditions. What are their purchase agreement details? What are the returns and defects policy if they send me products that I'm not happy with? What are their exclusivity policies? Will they protect me as a wholesaler? And what are their shipping and clearing liabilities? Are they liable for shipping? Do they offer insurance? So that's all of the company specific sections I would look at. And then I would look at their fee summary and the product and pricing specifics. I would look at their licensing fees, any maintenance fees that they push on me, licensing periods they offer, and any other random fees that they could be pushing on me. So summarizing all those sections, then we start putting up the weights and what's really important to us. So as a summary, we looked at their adherence to the RFI and RFQ. We looked at their company information, financial stability, requirements, product viability and price, terms and conditions, and fee summary. For me, the most important sections I would have considered was the product viability and price, and then even the requirements, if they can satisfy everything that I need as a company. So after I insert all of my weights and all of my scores for the 3 suppliers, I ended up choosing the Spanish supplier. But I do have the other suppliers that I know I have as backups. So all of these sections and all of this calculation, it's shown in template 3.6 that we offer in our document kit. And this will help you choose your final supplier to really start your business and start getting that product there. I would also suggest that in our legal kit, we do have section 2 related to agreement documents that you can use to sign your agreement documents with suppliers and even independent contractors. This will help you lock in everything legally and help you stay protected from day one. So we chose our supplier, we looked at our market, we looked at our customers. Now let's get into our next videos and really look at our supply chain analysis and seeing how we're going to mitigate risk, how we're going to get our product over, and how we're going to get our product to our customer and really become a successful e-commerce business together.